Shalom Yasharala Shalom. Kalalayim. Allahayanawa. Yahawah. Bahasham. Yahawashi. Bahasham. Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives through the four corners of the earth. To the Ak with listening and learning, in sincerity and truth, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin Camp here in Toronto with another lesson. We'll get right into it. Matthew 24, verse 6, red letter. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? Red letter. Our Lord said this, Yahawashi. Right? Are we not hearing of rumors of wars and wars? See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet right. And the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we are of that number. The elect, the hopeful elect, right? We're not troubled. Yahawashi said these things were going to happen. Yahawashi said we're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right? But the end is not yet. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? And we see that. Famines. Grocery shelves are getting slimmer and slimmer. Baby food shortages. Peanut butter shortages. Tampon shortages. Hot sauce shortages. Right? And pestilences, right? We see that. The monkey wrench, the emic. Right now there's news in North Korea of a new one. Right? And earthquakes in diverse places, right? And every day there's an earthquake. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? This is just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. The beginning. We're not even in the middle. This article says British troops must prepare to fight in Europe again, says top UK general. Right, rumor of war. Sanders warned the soldiers about the challenges the British army faces amid Russia's ongoing war against Ukraine. There is now a burning imperative to forge an army capable of fighting alongside our allies and defeating Russia in battle, he said. Right, UK. And who's the UK's allies? NATO and the EU. According to him, he became the first chief of the General Staff since 1941 to take command of the army in the shadow of a land war in Europe involving a continental power. Russia's invasion of Ukraine underlines our core purpose to protect the UK by being ready to fight and win wars on land, he added. Right, wars and rumors of war. You see that? Reuters, UK must have military capable of fighting in Europe, says the army head. Right? Right? Wars and rumors of war. Right? And this is these are Edomites. Right? The Russian army, the Russian military, Edomites. The UK, Edomites. NATO and the EU, Edomites. America the Great, Edomites. Revelation 6 verse 4, and it reads, and there went out another horse that was red. Horse means power, symbolic of power. The red is symbolic of Esau, you Edomites. And power was given to him, right? And who gave him the power? The Most High Yahawashi. That sat thereon to take peace from the earth, right? Power was given to him to take peace from the earth. Him that sat on the horse, you Edomites, him that is in power. The Most High gave him the power to take peace from the earth. And that's what they're doing. And that they should kill one another, right? That's what they're doing, man. These skirmishes we're reading about is Edomite on Edomite, man. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? And his blessing is a sword. And what is a sword? His military. The sword is a killing instrument. That's his blessing. Right, what does it say in Genesis 27? His blessing. His father Isaac. Genesis 27 verse 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, right, and Isaac is Yahawashi if you can receive it. Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, right? The fatness of the earth, man. Esau has all the commodities, all the resources. And by thy sword shalt thou live, right? He lives by his sword, man. These militaries, this bickering, these proxy wars, right? Esau's military, he lives by his sword. And shall serve thy brother, right, Jacob. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, right, the dominion, when you should be in rulership, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, right? And the yoke that began when he broke off that began when he came up from underneath King David. King David had the Edomites in subjection, man, right? And his rule, his dominion began with Alexander the Great, right? The Greeks, that was their rise, right? And to this day, we're in Rome 2.0, the second installment of Rome, right? This is Esau's world, Esau's kingdom. I'm gonna read this next. NATO engaged in direct aggression against Russia. Moscow must defend itself, right? The bloc is forcing Moscow to apply adequate self-defense, Andrei Klimov said after Lithuania blocked the transit of sanctioned goods to Russia's exclave of Kaliningrad. NATO member state Lithuania is now effectively engaged in direct aggression against Russia, Senator Andrei Klimov argued in his Telegram post on Monday, citing Vilnius' decision to stop the transit of sanctioned goods to Russia's exclave of Kaliningrad. According to the Russian politician who heads a commission for the defense of state sovereignty by refusing to let certain goods pass through its territory to the Russian region, Lithuania has violated a treaty signed between Moscow and Brussels 20 years ago, right? And these Edomites, their treaties and their paperwork, right? So they're in an uproar because of their supplies being blocked by Lithuania, right? And then after that, because then they say, we have the right to defend ourselves and our interests, right? And then shortly after this one came out, Lithuania came out with a answer. Lithuania changes tune on Kaliningrad blockade. Lithuania's foreign minister on Monday handed a note to Moscow's charge d'affaires in the country explaining the application of EU sanctions on the transit of a number of goods between mainland Russia and Kaliningrad, a Russian exclave nestled between Poland and Lithuania. Vilnius insists that it has not outright banned transit between the exclave and the rest of Russia and has not introduced any additional restrictions. Lithuania maintains that the transit of passengers and goods not subject to EU sanctions will continue through its territory as usual, right? And that was their response, right? But wars and rumors of war, bickering and grandstanding, he say, she say, right? Ultimately, it's going to lead to the missiles, right? Second Ezra 16 verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Woe means destruction. And this is Ezra saying this. Who will deliver me in those days, right? So Ezra was seeing the end times, right? And this shows reincarnation because he's asking the angel, who's going to deliver me in those days? So Ezra, the spirit of Ezra is back in his lot. He's here prophesying. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, right? The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, right? These powers, right? And they're standing in fear. Look, you hear one thing, oh, we're being blocked. We got to defend ourselves. We're being blocked. Lithuania is blocking us, right? And then Lithuania comes in response, oh, we're not blocking you. You have free passage, right? The power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, right? Bad times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? Scourges, man. Right, you look at this word scourges.
Scourge.
a source of widespread dreadful affliction and devastation, such as that caused by pestilence or war, a means of inflicting severe suffering, vengeance, or punishment, a small whip used to inflict punishment, right? And who's doing this? The Most High Power, Yahawashi, right? Doesn't it say the Lord? The Lord is his name. He's a man of war. Man of war. Exodus 15. Exodus 15 verse 3. And it reads, the Lord, all caps, Yahawah, is a man of war. The Lord, Yahawah, is his name, right? So the Most High is doing this. This is his works, right? A man of war. The Most High wants to judge his place. And this is how he's going about judging it. The Most High wants to melt America the Great, Babylon the Great with fire. And this is how he's going about doing it. World War III will happen. America the Great will be destroyed with thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles in tandem with the laser beams from the chariots. Isaiah 45 verse 7. I form the light and create darkness, right? The Most High does these things. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, Yahawah, do all these things, right? So this is the Lord's movie. This is his will. This is his doing. Right? He's rousing up these nations. He's rousing them up, right, to act on their bloodlusts, right? Living by their sword. Right? This one here. Russia attacks US-backed fighters in Syria at American outposts, right? Proxy war over there in the Middle East, right? Third-party troops, you look at the word proxy. It's someone acting in the interest of another, right? U.S. military. What comes to mind is mercenaries. U.S. military officials have told the Wall Street Journal that Russia forces have carried out multiple military operations against the U.S.-led coalition in Syria this month. This included a Wednesday attack on the Al-Tanf garrison along the Iraqi border in southeast Syria. Though so far it appears the operations have targeted American proxies, namely local Arab and Kurdish factions that U.S. trainers have been supporting. Given that Russia informed the Americans of the attacks ahead of time via military-to-military communications line, you see how these devils operate? So these leaders say, you know what, I'm going to bomb up, I'm going to fly off some bomb. So it's better you vacate because we're gonna fly some missiles still, right? That's how these Edomites get down. The Pentagon believes Russia wasn't actively targeting American troops, but was harassing the U.S. mission in Syria, right? Harassing their interests, right? Let's close out, right? And we're gonna see things wax worse and worse. We can't say it enough. Job 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, right? America, in his abundance, right? He shall be in straits, position of difficulty. Every hand of the wicked, the Hebrew word for the word wicked here is amal, meaning laborer, sufferer, worker, right? Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, right? His citizens, his population, right? They're pushing back. They're pissed off, right? And they're going to continue to be pushed, right? Inflation, food shortages, no jobs, right? And that leads to what? Rebellion, sedition, insurrection. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, right? When he's about to charagma this whole world, right? But we know the elect, Lord willing over that number, will not bow to the image of Baal. Roughly paraphrasing, Romans 11. Matter of fact, let's just get it, since we mentioned it. Romans 11, verse 4. Romans 11, verse 4, and it reads, but what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men, right? 7,000. 7 being completion. Those men are of the elect. Lord willing, we are of that number. Who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, right? They didn't bow then, and they're not going to bow to the image of the beast, the charagma. Job 20 verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, right, and the spirits of the elect men are on the earth today. Job 20 verse 23. Job 20 verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, right, when he's about to charagma this place, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right, the missiles are going to fly. Lake of fire is coming for America the Great. Bahasham of destruction is coming for America the Great. He shall flee from the iron weapon, the missiles, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, the missiles. America the Great will be destroyed by the missiles. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. His treasures, he ain't gonna have none. The kingdom to come will be under Yahawashi. Matter of fact, let's read this in NLT. Job 20, verse 26. Their treasures will be thrown into deepest darkness. A wildfire will devour their goods, right? The lake of fire, the Bahasham of destruction. Consuming all they have left, right? Destruction for you Edomites. Destruction for America the Great, Babylon the Great. Abad Babal. Verse 27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him, right? He's being exposed, and they're going to be pushed back. Sedition, insurrection. Right? Ultimately, these other nations going to rise up against him. Right? NATO and the EU going to fire off on him. Russia going to fire off on him. Russia's allies going to fire off on him. The Pakistans, the Chinas, the Irans. Job 20 verse 28. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Right? His riches, man. Verse 29. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. Right? So this is the Lord's will. The wicked, you Edomites, you Idumeans, you ruling class elites, you banking families, right? This is your portion. Shalom.